Hi folks, it's Rick, and I'm going to just do a little talking about minor tonality and also about sweep picking or rake picking, or just clumsily chunking your way through an arpeggio while you're trying to pretend you're going fast. So let me find a nice minor chord here. E minor works. Oh, we're getting that. That's good. Make sure it's nice and loud. Okay, so here's E minor, huh? I'm going to pretend that I'm David Gilmour for a little bit here. So what I use a lot of on that is this little shape. Use it there. You can use it here. And there. So I'm going to pause a second and tune. But, so those aren't actually all the same chords. They're chords within the E minor scale. And turns out that you can play the same lick in each of those positions, and it sounds good in any of them. My approach to playing the guitar is recreate as much as you can in other places where it's going to sound different. If we look at this E minor chord, there it is. Well, the first thing that we notice about this E minor chord, the first thing I notice, is that it's really the shape of an A minor chord, but it's on the 5th fret. That means that everything that goes down here can also go up here. It's the same ideas, same scale shapes, you're just in E minor, not instead of A minor. A way to approach this is to improve your ability to do this. I know it sounds like a little thing, just going, whoops, just going. And then once you're really good at that, and I'm just dropping my pick through, and it's, the nice thing about it is it's kind of relaxed, but we're trying to control it so it's not, we're going 3 individual notes, do-da-da, do-da-da. And then add one note where you put your 4th finger down. See, in this case on the 10th fret, one fret up from your 3rd finger. So, and pick up on that. So now you have 4 notes. And the rhythm of it's really important because that's how it's going to fit into something, you know. Do-da-da-da-da. And how many notes you put on it. Like in this case, I'll put on this. And that works really well. You just do a little leading tone into the E. And it's great. So do it really slow a bunch of times until you get used to that motion. You can also do it starting here on the 4th string. You can turn your hand so everybody can see. You can do 4 hammer onto, or 3 hammer onto 4, and then start forming the same shape. So then you have... They never sound as cool when I'm doing them slow, and I can never pull them off fast unless there's a tune going on. Here's A minor. Then once you get up on that high note, then you can do whatever you want, you know. You can... I'm in the scale here. Okay, so where did I do that? I did that sort of in the A minor position. That's what we'll call it. Even though that's an E minor chord, we're going to call that the A minor position because we recognize this shape as A minor. Okay. If that doesn't make sense, leave me a comment and I will try to explain it better. So that's one shape where we can do this. Think about another shape. One thing to remember is that all major chords are minor chords and all minor chords are major chords. It's just what is your root note. So if you take a C chord, right? So starting from C, that sounds like that's a C chord. If you start from E, that can be either C or A minor 7. Because watch, if there's an A note behind it, do you hear that A note? Oops, sorry. But if there's a C note behind it, then it's major. Okay? And I'm not leaving any of the C note chords out. You know, C is made up of 3 notes, C, E, and G. There's C, here's E again, and here's G. Okay, so they're all there. They're just turned around. They're not C, E, G, C, like you might think here. C, E, G, C. Here is G. Or here. Recognize that shape. It looks like an F chord. But since we're up 2 frets, it's a G. Okay. Now, we could have G major 7, and it's almost the same thing. It's just a little bit more colorful. People say, that's jazzier. Yeah. Because jazz people used it. Alright? But look what you have there now. That old familiar shape. The same as the E minor shape was. So before we're playing E minor and we're putting a minor E minor shape on top, now we're going to play E minor and we're going to put this G major 7 shape on top of it. Doesn't that sound cool? And then the A is the 9th of G, so it's like G major 9 that we're putting on top of our E minor. And now we can do our favorite little... And I'll try to show my picking hand here. Okay. And then what if we did it from here? We can see the G is there. So, why, you might ask, the E minor and the G are so interchangeable, seemingly. And it's because they're what's called relative minor and relative major of each other. So here's G. If you step down 3 frets, or 3 half steps, you have E minor as the relative minor of G major. Take a different one. If you take A minor, you go up 1.5 steps or 3 frets, you have C, and C major is the relative major of A minor. Okay? That means that most of their chords, or most of the notes in these chords, are the same. You have C, E, G, C. A minor, you have A, C, E. If it's A minor 7th, which it can be, you have G, and then back to C. Or back to A and then back to C. So A minor has an A in it that C doesn't have. You can have E minor or G major. So you can have me, here's E minor playing behind me, and here's G major. And it sounds really great. So here I'm going to play this G chord as a sweep. And if I start from the 2nd string, or the 5th string, now listen, what happens if you don't get all those notes? It's fine, because you might just be hitting like a muted note, which is cool too, you know? You could go, and that sounds really good. You don't have to hit all those notes. You can imply them, because you hit this first, and then you definitely hit this and this. Sounds like E minor to me. So there, I put two together. I came up the E minor on the 12th fret. I went. I did on the D, because that's the 7th of E minor, so you have E minor 7. And then I know I can come up to here and play the G major 7 one. Or G major 9. What about this one? I'll shut you down for a second. Okay, what about the C chord? Okay, so with the C chord, we can do the same thing. Like I said before, if we move the C chord up to the 5th fret, it becomes a different chord. In this case, root note is an F, so this is an F chord. Let's make it a G so we can stay in the key of E minor. Right? Here's G chord. That look familiar? You can do it that way. I'm just going through the notes of that C chord. So I'm going. I'm picking on the last one because it's going to give it a different attack and a different sound, different dynamic. So now, one other thing you can do once you get up there is you can come down some kind of a scale. You can go, and right here I know that if I just play my C form caged scale, you can do it however you want. You know, you can go. You can go. You can go. You can do something that I often do is this little cheater. I go. So I put the sweep in. And then I do these silly pull-off mordants. See, and I'm not a fast player. I'm just doing really fast. As long as you're not going outside of the rhythm of things. Listen, there's an F chord. What am I going to do? Well, maybe I'll do this. I went to an F chord shape based on a G, based on the G form. What if and I'm in an F chord, what if I do the F major 7? Because what are they called? This F major 7 is the relative major of what? 1, 2, 3, D minor. So I can come down here, I can do, I'm doing my D minor shape. And then here, there's a B flat shape that fits kind of with F, it's the 4 of F. It's like a, see what I mean? Because I did this suspended here. An F suspended is really a lot like a B flat chord. Okay, but here's B flat here, and here's F. It sounds like a suspension, you know, like you're going. But up here, you're doing it. So it's pretty cool. The technique part of it is just time. We'll teach you how to do that. But make sure you have some knowledge of the notes and chords that you're doing. It's really important you understand what you're playing. Well, maybe it's not so important. It's not like brain surgery. That's important. Hey, peace to everybody. There it is. I hope you all have a great day, great week, great month. Peace out.